Hey guys, welcome to your first NTI video for this year. As you can see, today we'll be talking about how to add imagery to your writing. So first, let's talk about the vocabulary, imagery. What is imagery? Well, you know the word image. An image is a picture. So when we use imagery, it is creating a picture out of words, out of the English language. So when we talk about imagery, we're going to be using our 5 senses. So you know our 5 senses, obviously, seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, and feeling. So how something feels or how something looks or how something sounds will help give your readers a better idea of the environment or the place that they are in your story. We have a picture here. Obviously, this is a park. I want you to think about, when you look at this picture, what senses might come to mind. If you were in this scene, what would you be looking at? What would you be hearing? So looking back at this table here, looking at that picture, I want you to create this table. So go ahead, get out a piece of paper, pause the video, make this chart. You need at least 3 columns for these 3 senses. In this scene, what would you feel, what would you see, and what would you hear? Did you get it? All right, great. So when we write stories, we're making pictures for the audience. We use dialogue to help the audience know what they are hearing. We use imagery to let the audience know how it sounds and what the characters are looking at. We have to use words because obviously not every book can be a children's picture book. So the park picture, you can look at it and see what's happening. If you're reading the story, you can't do that. So you might end up reading something that looks like this. The sun was bright on that warm summer day. The large park outside the city was filled with people. Some walked their dogs, some exercised, and some were just there to enjoy the warmth and beauty. I sat on a brown wooden bench, watching the people walk by. A dog stopped near me to smell flowers growing in the bright green grass. What a beautiful day. So here, the author isn't just showing us a picture in his book of this is what the park looks like. Instead, he's using his words and his language to help the reader imagine the picture in their heads. And you might notice one of our parts of speech that we have talked about a lot, which is adjectives. So how we use adjectives, words that tell us how something feels or looks to show the picture. We can use feeling words like something is warm, something is soft, something is hard. We can use sight words. Something is big, something is small, something is brown, any of the colors. All right, so if you look at that paragraph again, you can see some of those adjectives that we used: warm, large, brown, wooden, bright, green, and beautiful. These are all adjectives that describe the subjects and the objects, the nouns in the paragraph. All right, so now we have another picture. This is a new scene. I want you to pause the video again, make that same table. How does it feel? How does it sound? And how does it look? But really think about, if you were standing here, this will be easier because it's a snow day, so just go stand outside and try and think about how do you feel right now. Did you do it? Great. So you have your feels, you have your looks, and you have your sounds. How does it feel? How does it look? How does it sound? For example, you might feel cold and wet from the snow. It might also feel windy. Some things you can see white snow, so the snow looks white. You can see someone with a red coat, someone with a blue umbrella. The trees are gray, and you might think it's beautiful. You might think it's ugly. Sounds, this one you might have had trouble with. What did you hear if you went outside in the snow? You might have noticed when you walk, the snow makes a crunch sound. You might hear people talking. You might hear the wind. So there are things for all of your 5 senses that you could feel, see, hear. The same thing that we did with the summer picture, reading a paragraph, I want you to try now and write your own paragraph. So take those things that you wrote about in your column, things that are cold, things that are wet, things that are windy, and then write a sentence for each of those things. It'll turn into kind of a paragraph. So here's the picture again, at least 3 to 5 sentences using what you feel, what you see, what you hear. If you need to look back in the video at the last paragraph to get some ideas, go ahead and do that. Pause the video and then come back when you finish writing the paragraph. Welcome back. Okay, a lot of writers use imagery to show the tone, and this is what we will talk about in the next NTI video. What is the tone? All right, thanks guys. Have a great day off. Bye.